Thank you for joining. I hope everybody has had a good week and a good weekend so far. Just getting all my stuff together. Thought I'd start a couple minutes early. Okay, here we go. Hello, Space Cowboy. And hello, Mumita. I'm doing really well. I'm feeling much better. That was really weird timing. I had like some kind of cold or something last week, and then, you know, it's Canada and we get wildfires. It sucks that we now have a wildfire season, but that started happening, so there was smoke everywhere, which made it just extra. It was just, there was a lot going on, but I do feel better. I think my voice is back for the most part. But yeah, I am feeling better. And then yes, Space Cowboy, these readings are free. Some people do like to send super chat or like just a donation through my PayPal link, but you don't have to. People usually just do that as like a, wow, thank you, or, you know, as a little surprise, but it's not expected and it's not required, so. It's actually June already. This will be our first stream in the month of June. I'm just like, wow. I think this year has gone by really fast. It's almost summertime, at least in my hemisphere. And I've been really, really busy. Oh, thanks, Mumita. That's very kind. And then we have the usual rules. You know, you got to be 18 or over to get a tarot reading with me. There's behave in the chat. Most of you guys already know that. I will use my discretion when it comes to third-party readings. So that is like when you're asking about somebody else's feelings in relation to you. I may ask you to reword your question if I find it might be like inappropriate, or if it's giving too much personal information or whatever. Or else I might be able, you know, to read on something like adjacent to it. I just thought I'd let you guys know that first and foremost. And then, yeah, I've had a pretty good week. Also, thank you, Brenda. I haven't worn this necklace in a long time. And if it gets really, like, it's right close to my microphone. So if it's getting noisy next to my mic, just let me know. I got this from my grandma when I was, I can't remember how old, maybe 10. She used to take me to like craft shows and trade shows and stuff with her. And I'm pretty sure that's where she bought this one. So I've had it for a really, really long time. And I like it's little elephants kind of all the way up. And I hadn't really worn it that often at my last job. I couldn't because it was a bit of a hazard. I used to work with babies and they grab and pull everything, right? So now I'm like, well, I have the opportunity. I can wear nice things again. So thanks. I like this necklace too. It's one of my favorites. It's probably the oldest one of the oldest ones that I have. All right. Yes. My grandma knows fine art, I guess, when she sees it. I can't remember who made this, but it's very nice. And again, like I said, I've had it for years. And then, of course, well, it's not obligatory, but I do, when I hit the, what do you call it? Sponsored product setting on streams, when you upload, you have to tell YouTube whether or not you're using like anyway, product placement. I like wearing these just because they're really pretty, but they did come from Otter Spirit. So thanks to them for sponsoring my channel and for helping me to grow on this platform. Links are in the description if you like them and you want to check them out for yourself. Anyway, let's look at Space Cowboy. I will read on yours. We're just not going to include the name. Spirit knows who you're talking about. It's okay to leave like their like an initial, you know, from their name or their zodiac sign or whatever. But again, Spirit knows who it is you're talking about. So, Space Cowboy, how is your person feeling about you? The person that you are thinking of and asking about. Ooh. I had 3 come flying out, and I wasn't properly shuffled, but Spirit is telling me like it's okay to keep, yeah, you know what? It's okay to keep one of these that had fallen out. Okay, so we have 10 of Cups. They want like a happy home life with you. Yeah, they want this like, I don't know exactly necessarily, it's not necessarily relevant, but the culture you're from. Now, like where I am, of course, it's a trope on TV. The one spouse comes home from work, honey, I'm home. Your person wants like that with you. They come home and you're there, or you will be there shortly after they get home. And it's like they come home and the person they love is there. I'm going to give these a little better of a shuffle. My chair is a little bit creaky, of course. So yeah, my chair's creaky. My necklace is a bit clunky. So if you're hearing lots of noise, just let me know. And I can just reposition my microphone. Okay. Okay. So, sorry, I just had to scroll through the chat. I lost my place there. Okay. So, Space Cowboy's person wants that, honey, I'm home, that type of comfort upon walking in the house. With the 10 of Cups, potentially a happy family there. And family is what you make it. You know, family is the people that you love. This person, they want to be like a provider for you. King of Pentacles. I'm hearing, don't you worry about it. But it's not restrictive. It's not like, oh, you don't have to work again because they don't want you to work. It's like, no, I want to be the one that's taking care of you. I don't want you to struggle in order, you know, for you to take care of both of us. However, if you do want to work, I get the feeling like that is something that your person would encourage. They'd be totally fine with that. But they want to feel like they're your provider. I'm not sure where you're at with your career or your studies or anything like that, Space Cowboy, but I have here your person, like I'm just gonna say he, gender is not really important, but I'm getting, you know, the masculine energy. Anyway, your person, he does want to really encourage you to like work your way up in your career, or to work your way up like in your finances or with your education. Yeah, they really want to, like, they really want to support you with that and really just like give you, like I said, the encouragement. They want to help like be a motivation or like an inspiration to you. Oh, sorry, my hair is, there we go. It was getting in my face. I could feel it. And let's see, any final words from Spirit? Emperor. This is like the father, the husband, the head of the household. Traditional roles, but again, I have the feeling that there's wiggle room. It's like your person, yeah, they want to play this traditional role, the husband, the provider, your protector, but he also understands that you are an independent being with your own aspirations, your own goals, and roles that you want to fill. So there's some flexibility there. But they like you. They want to be your family. They want to be a family with you. So that is what I got. And then Aadian, I did see your question. Oh, I was saying he, and it was she. Okay, but again, it's that energy that's present. Everybody has the masculine and feminine balance there. Okay, I'm going to look at, there's Aadian Proud, but there's, you know what, we'll do Aadian Proud and then we'll do Maria. So Aadian Proud is wondering what their summer is going to look like. So let's check that out. And if you're interested, I do have June predictions up on my channel, the June 2025 tarot predictions. Since I was so busy and kind of was struggling with not having my voice last week, I haven't done any other pick a card type videos, but I will have more to come. I will at some point later this month put up July predictions as well. But let's get just like a slightly more personalized for Acadia. What is their summer looking like? Okay, like a new idea or a new, no, it does feel like a new idea. It's like at some point this summer, you're like, oh, you know what? I should try this. I really want to do this. It's like a possibility is being made known to you that you didn't realize, like something is being made possible to you you didn't think was actually an option. So let's get more about that and more about how the summer will go. You're also learning an important truth about something, and that is kind of what leads you to this, like, this new idea. But we'll pull a couple more cards. Okay. If you are in some kind of interpersonal conflict, or, you know, could be conflict with the self. I know that does happen to everybody. But it seems like with Hangman, it does eventually get resolved over the summer. I'm getting something about you're understanding something from, let's just say you're in a disagreement. It's between you and someone else. Also, whoever sent me a super chat, thank you so much. I'll get back to you and thank you properly, but just a sec. Let's just say, though, Aadian Proud, that let's say you and one other person are having a conflict, right? Hangman is showing me, yes, eventually it will be solved, but it will be solved because there's like a shift in perspective that's going to happen. They're able to understand something from your point of view, and you're able to understand something from theirs. And then it's like, oh, okay, I know how to work this out. King of Swords. Why am I getting mediator? I'm hearing that. It doesn't mean you're going to a professional mediator unless you know, of course, need to or whatever. But it's that energy of like a wise person who's able to help organize the facts from you know, your side, organize the facts from this other person's side, and be able to come up with a solution. Okay, anything else for Aadian Proud to know? Oh, there's reconciling your differences. Yeah, in this situation with this conflict. The Devil card, it's not a scary card. It's not anything worse than what's already happening. It's just that yeah, whatever has been going on here with this conflict that you have with this other person, or again, it could be within yourself, but I see that this has been eating at you for a long time. Like it's really, oh yeah, it's one of those things where it's under the surface. It's been like slowly bubbling away, and maybe you've just not had the time or the energy to process some of the emotions, you know, that come with this. Like, let's say, for example, a person who's like in a conflict with somebody. I'm going to say a quiet conflict. I'm getting that for some reason. On the surface, they're acting like they're fine and everything's okay, like they're over it, but underneath they feel maybe a bit resentful, or they feel frustrated or confused, or, you know, any number of those emotions that are really difficult for us to work through sometimes. That's been eating away at you for a while, but this is good. The reconciliation of differences. It doesn't mean that, yes, there's a wedding on this card. It doesn't mean you're, you know, literally going to marry that person, but it does mean you're able to like come back together in like a harmonious and peaceful way. Definitely a civil way. So overall, a good summer. Feels like it. Yeah, it's paving the way for some kind of healing that so desperately needs to take place. So this is good. You're going to have a good summer. There's going to be a lot of healing. And yeah, I'm just seeing removal of obstacles, it's like, I'm seeing, oh, you know, when you put out a campfire and you still have to be careful because the embers, the burning ash and stuff, they could still be really hot. They could still be glowing. I'm seeing even the embers are being extinguished. So there's something that you will be able to just completely heal and move on from. So that's awesome for you. I'm very excited. I hope that everything works out for you. And then Zanab, that's who sent me the super chat. Zanab, thank you so much. And I'll get to your question as soon as I can. So we'll do Maria because I had said Maria already. So we'll do Maria and then I'll jump to Zanab. And again, if I miss anybody's questions or anything, it's not personal. Sometimes the chat moves quick. Sometimes I just don't see it. So we'll do Maria. Maria was wondering about her mental health. So some advice on how to improve her mental health. I saw in your comment there, Maria, that you were struggling, feeling like it was, what was the word? Declining? Was that the word? Anyways, yeah, declining. Okay, so yes, how to recover, of course. You know what? I'm actually we're going to get out an oracle card for this one. I also feel the need to just, and this will be for everybody who wants to accept this. I'm burning a eucalyptus bundle here. We're just going to cleanse the energies. I forgot to do this at the start of the stream, but that's okay. We're going to cleanse the energies that no longer serve us, that we just don't need to hold on to anymore. We release all of that is not ours to carry. We invite in the energy of love and light, happiness, peace, joy, truth, consciousness, and bliss. And so it is. So let's do an oracle card for Maria. Advice on recovering. And of course, you know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional therapist. I'm not any kind of therapist, but I can give you like a spiritual perspective, what we have here, and just some words of advice for you, again, from a spiritual perspective. So for Maria, okay, we have it's time to release negativity. This is something I think you're already aware of. Oh, I'm supposed to show you the bottom of the deck as well. I just feel like there's communication is key. Okay, so it's like you know that there are things that you want to let go of, but it's almost like you are waiting to give yourself permission. Like you're waiting for permission to give yourself permission. Excuse me. Communication is key. I'm just getting like, first of all, to tell yourself that this is okay to do. It's okay to work through, the issues that you're having, the troubling emotions, thoughts, memories, etc. that have been bothering you. And it's okay to give yourself permission to work through this. Let's get some advice for and communication is key. I was just about to move on and Spirit was like, no. I'm hearing with communication is key. I'm hearing tell someone. You need to tell someone. I don't know if you have reached out, other than here, of course. I don't know if you've reached out to anybody else to ask for support or to find resources for help, but I'm hearing tell someone. I'm hearing like this is not safe to just keep it to yourself. Because it's painful. It's painful to keep it to yourself. Strength card. I'm getting that you can do this. You have the strength to do this. You have the capacity. I'm getting that as well. You have the capacity to work through some of these things. Also that you are stronger than you think. You're much more resilient than you're giving yourself credit for. And maybe nobody has told you before how strong and resilient you are. But you are. I'm getting this. You are. You've been through so much. I'm hearing like you've been through so much on your own that like other people just would never actually understand unless they were in your shoes. And you've been through so much alone, like things that other people would generally reach out for help with or for help for. High Priestess, there's something about very important insights being blocked. And some of it could be the wanting to like find the permission or the validation that you deserve to heal, that you deserve to start working through some of the things that you've been struggling with. I'm also getting like there's advice that, you know what? This following thing I'm going to tell you, not necessarily a spiritual channel, but it is something that I've heard from my own therapist, is that when you are in a state of, let's say, anxiety, because this is how she worded it with me. She showed me this analogy of the anxiety staircase or the emotional staircase, right? When you're at ground floor, so you're at a 0 out of 10, you're very calm, you're relaxed, you're vibing, you're having a really good time, nothing at all is bothering you. A 1, so that's the first step up, a 1 is a little bit stressful, and then a 2, it builds on that. 3, maybe you're starting to struggle to function, and then when you're at like a 9 or a 10, it's like you're in fight or flight and you're overwhelmed and everything is just so overwhelming. When you're in those higher states of the anxiety or the like depression spiral, it's much harder to categorize like your thoughts and feelings rationally. That's what my therapist told me. It's much harder to understand like advice and rational information and stuff. So if you have a spiritual practice and you're struggling because you're like, I used to have such an easy time getting messages, now what's going on? It could just be because you're at like a higher level of anxiety or discomfort or whichever, emotion it is that has been bothering you the worst. I have Hangman, and I'm hearing, wait a minute. So I need another one to go with this Hangman. What is going on? Wait a minute. And then King of Pentacles. This time I'm getting like grounding yourself. Taking some deep breaths. And I know it's always easier said than done. Oh, just take deep breaths to regulate yourself. But There are a lot of grounding practices that you can try. You know, some people in nice weather, they go outside and they stand in the grass barefoot if it's safe for them to do so where they are. Or they spend time, you know, sitting under a tree or just sitting out on the front step and just feeling the wind on you and just watching the nature around you. That's very grounding. There are, you know, practices could be as simple as getting a drink of water and taking some breaths. But there's, yeah, something about wait a minute, and then grounding yourself. But let's get a little bit, more advice, what to let go of negativity. There's something, I'm getting with Three of Swords and World card, there's something you haven't allowed yourself to grieve. I'm getting that word, grieve and grief. It doesn't necessarily mean you had to experience a loss of a loved one. There are many different reasons why people can grieve, different things people can grieve over. And with the World card, the World is the end of the major arcana. That's like wrapping up the loose ends, the end of the cycle. Allow yourself, there's something you need to like cry over or let yourself feel the emotions over and not just suppress them anymore. You let it pass and it's like you've moved on. I do, and I suggest this to everybody. I believe that everybody needs therapy. So I don't know if you have access to a therapist or if you speak to one or not, but if you're able to go to one, I really do recommend it. Yeah, let yourself feel the difficult emotions. Maybe you've had to learn to stuff them down, and that was maybe sometimes we develop that at a young age as like a survival tactic to minimize your own feelings and your own needs. But speak up what your needs are, what you need help with. Talk about, and this is why I'm suggesting therapy, right? Talk about these things that are really hard for you. And it's okay if you can't fully verbalize it, but even just expressing it as closely as you can, letting yourself be sad over something in particular here, letting yourself cry over it, letting yourself feel all of the emotions that come up, and then when they pass, it's like, it's gone, it's done. Judgment and Five of Swords. Judgment is telling me the time is now. This is you giving yourself the permission that you need, you don't really need, but that you feel like you need, right? You taking charge and being like, okay, I'm going to get this under control. There are some things you're going to have to just walk away from. There are some things that, happened to us in the past that we don't understand why. And there are some things that we will never understand why they happened, but it's still our responsibility to work through it or to walk away from it if you're able to do that. Yeah, there's some kind of an influence around you that is not helping your mental health, and you do have to walk away from it. You do have to let it go. But I like that you're taking charge now. This is what I need to do. Depending on where you are located, if you do need help finding resources, like in Canada, for sure, I know where to help you get resources and decent like therapy help. So you can just email me, wildrosetc@gmail.com, if that's something that you would like help with. Okay, so I hope that was helpful to you, Maria. We'll do Zanab's reading. Ooh, the chat was really moving while I was doing this. Yes, and I love what Princess KK says, Maria. She says, I never used to ask for help as I'm very independent. However, over the years, I've learned there's no shame in asking, as we all need help in some way, and there is nothing wrong in asking. And you know what? This is why I believe this is why we come to Earth, excuse me, with like different preferences, different talents. We have different skills that we're drawn to learning because that's a way we can help someone, right? And then there's somebody else who has the education, the training, the qualities, feels the calling to do things that will help us, that we may not have the skills to do. Aadian Proud, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. I'm just catching up with the chat. Okay. I will move to now Zanab's reading. Zanab's person of interest, their current energy and feelings towards her, and the connection throughout this month. Will Zanab see any action, connection from their person this month? Okay. Let's see. Zanab's person of interest, what are their intentions? Will they have any actions towards Zanab this month? Okay, Page of Cups, I'm seeing there's like, what is it? It's not the same as like an offer for like, hey, do you want to go steady with me? But it's a bid for connection. That's what it is, a bid for connection. They're gonna like give you like a really cute, the energy feels cute, like a sweet message or a cute message, or they're going to flirt a lot more, I think, with you this month. And it's in a very light-hearted, it's fun, it's silly, but like the good kind of silly. It's cute. I don't know, I just keep getting that word cute. What else? Okay. They are going to go through, this tower has nothing to do with you actually, but I'm just being shown they are going through some kind of a personal, it's like a change in their routine or a disruption to what their daily life was like up till this point. It's a major change that they're making. But the Justice card, to like make themselves like more available to do that, I'm getting something about I'm going to do this the right way. I'm going to do this in a way that is fair and that is honest. That's what I'm getting with that Justice card. Oh, I also had, before I show you what I just pulled, I also had Page of Swords. I almost forgot to read that one for you. This is something that, like, this decision has even surprised them. Like, it's not that they are rushing into something, like, in a way that's going to be harmful, but they are, like, very quickly making changes that they thought were going to take much longer. So these changes, whatever it is that this person is going to do to change their situation and make themselves more available to you and make themselves available to you in a way that is honest. And again, with that doing it the right way that I heard. So that they can, there's this like, they can be there for you long term. And like they're willing to put in the work, they're willing to take things slowly with you is another thing that I'm getting. They're also getting used to, you know, with this tower, with whatever decision they're making, whatever change they're making, they're getting used to this new routine that they're going to have. Excuse me. Six of Wands, there's like a success or something. They want, yeah, they want this to work out between you two. This person really wants your connection to be successful. The actions that they're taking right now, they hope that it works. They hope that, you know, it goes smoothly for them. They already have the gut feeling that it's the right thing for them to do. So there's something it's not changeable. It's not like you can influence this decision. King of Pentacles. I'm intrigued now because we have King of Knights, King of Pentacles. Yeah, they want this long-term thing with you, but they also want to mature with you. They want your connection, your relationship to mature as well. But they're willing to take the time and let that build slowly. So that's what I have. I hope that was helpful for you. Oh, he's the one. Okay, I thought you were familiar. Is he the guy that the last stream, remember it was like he was Mr. Right, but at the same time he was married, but he was working on doing what he needed to do so that he didn't end up, you know, cheating. Okay, interesting. So he's got a lot of work ahead of him, but I like that he's willing to do things the right way and not make you into like the other woman. Obviously, he's doing what needs to be done in his situation. So I like that he wants to do this honestly. That's important. It's very important. Okay, I'm going to go back through the chat and take a few minutes to catch up with everybody. And have some water while I'm at it. I'm just checking, catching up. Princess KK is asking if you have time. Can I ask if Spirit has any messages for me, if I should prepare for any surprises from the landlord? Okay, let's look at that. Generally, we do not want surprises from our landlord unless it's like, surprise, here's a new dishwasher because yours is broken, or, you know, like, surprise, here's this thing that I'm going to pay for that you don't have to worry about. But, you know, those good surprises are few and far between. In my experience with landlords, I don't like when they surprise me. But yeah, let's look at that. Message for Princess KK. If Spirit has any messages. I have these oracle cards out and I've like been forgetting to use them, but also not feeling like super strongly called to use them. So I'm just saying, if some of you get oracle cards with your readings and some of you don't, it's not personal. It has no effect on the quality of, oh, that was a good reading. That was a you know, no, it's just extra information, okay? Okay, but Princess KK, what do we have? Okay, 2 weeks, and I will pull more to go with this. 2 weeks. But Two of Swords also usually indicates a choice that needs to be made, but not clear on where to go. So let's look at this. Perhaps you have to make a decision with a 2-week deadline or something. Oh, okay. All right. You already kind of have in mind, well, this is what I might want to do, but you're kind of like looking for a sign that this, whatever it is going to be the right thing to do. I have Chariot and that spirit saying, go, 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 go. You say goodbye and I say hello. Again, that song, I don't know. Usually I don't get into the extra lines of the song, but that you say goodbye, I say hello. That seemed, it felt relevant, so I had to say that. And then there's Six of Swords, where it's moving into like security, moving on to like better things, better, more secure, safer is another thing I'm hearing. Moving on to bigger and better quality, better, something about better like assurance, better security. Okay, hang on. And then, yeah, Mumita, you can repost your question. Anyone who's posted a question 30 plus, or 30 minutes ago or more, feel free to repost it. But anyways, Princess KK, a choice to make. You have an idea, maybe which option, and you're like, well, is that the right one? And then, yeah, Spirit's like, go. Like it'll be good. It'll be good. But let's get more info. And then, yeah, you'll be happy with the outcome of something. And then we'll get to the landlord part here. Oh, and I just saw your comment. I think our house has subsidence and that we will have to move, but the landlord has not responded. Okay. So let's take a look at that and how it kind of ties in with our other cards that we had here. I got the Fool card, new beginning, new start, new journey. Because you have to, but it's because it's going to be best for you. So the question of moving, and if that is the thing that you were kind of, stuck on, I do see where you're wondering about that moving. Let's see, will that be... And then you're saying the landlord hasn't gotten back to you. So we'll get to that too in a second. But is moving, is that the thing that you're giving Chariot and go, go, go for? Perhaps in the next 6 months. I was getting that. 6 of Cups, 6 months. Possibly. Now let's think about the landlord. Any surprises from the landlord? Any replies that could be important? How many, I'm just curious if it is 4, but I was gonna say, how many times have you tried to reach out to this person and either heard nothing or got no help of any like substance? Because there's the bringing up the well, we might have to move. And then all of a sudden, this person's going to be very attentive with that magician. It's all of a sudden, it's like they magically are able to clear their schedule to have time to chat with you, or they magically received the emails that they will be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I missed your emails, I missed your calls. Like, they'll magically have time to get back to you. Interesting. This one is not necessarily about you. I don't know why Spirit's giving me the okay to say this because it's about the landlord, but it's the individual. I'm hearing property manager. I don't know if it's called something different where you're located, but thing about property manager, property management, they're realizing that it's actually not very easy balancing more than one property at a time and answering to more than one, tenant or household at a time. This is a very, they're going to learn a very important lesson here due to the just as a result of the interactions you're going to have with them in the next couple of weeks. Now, is it going to be something that is worth staying, or will it be more of a too little too late kind of thing? Depends on what you want to put up with. Because I'm seeing 8 of Cups moving on. This property manager or management company, they have a lot of room to grow. And I think what I'm seeing here is that should you choose to move, you will end up, it just seems like you'll end up with that satisfaction we saw with the 9 of Cups, with the 6 of Swords being moving on to bigger and better and more secure things. It's like the next place where you live will be managed by somebody who actually knows what they're doing. And they know how to balance multiple households at once and know how to meet their needs and manage their time and manage their finances and stuff to be able to, give equal or as close as possible attention to each of their tenants. So that is what I have for you. I will do, yeah, Ken, don't spam. I was going to get to you, but you did 3 in a row, so I'm not going to do yours now. It's not, again, I know it sounds like it's personal, but it's not. It's me. It's my boundary. It's a boundary. So, Mumita, you've been very, very patient. I will look at yours. And then Chemical Squirrel. Oh, not a reading question, but a thought question. Chemical Squirrel's asking, is it possible that our next life could take place in the past, like 1500s? You know what? I think it's possible, and it's something. Now, to be fair, I don't have a lot of formal training on things like past life regression or, how past lives work, etc. But I just know from medium readings I've done for people, readings I've done for people, not necessarily medium readings, but I had received messages from my clients, like higher self, and they were showing us alternate lifetimes that they have. Long story short, I think it is possible. You incarnate where you need to for the experiences that your soul wants to have. And then if you really want to get weird, Spirit's saying, if you really want to get weird with it, think about the notion that everything over the course of human history, everything that's ever happened, is happening, and will happen, has all happened, is all at once. It's all now. Yeah, it's a little weird. That's I need water, like, just thinking about that. But I think it's possible just from what I've learned from doing readings for people. However, you know, maybe other people who have done more research on this may have another view, but that's kind of just my opinion on it. Is I think you go where you're needed in the time period that you're needed, and we perceive time as linear, and I think that could be just a result of the limitations of the human brain. You know, a spiritual being put in a human body. There are some things that we're not fully able to access because then it would defeat the purpose of the learning experience of being human, right? Anyway. And then, oh, thank you, Tony. Says she likes my hair today. I put a little bit of curl cream, a little bit of gel. I flipped my head down like this, scrunched it, wrapped it in a t-shirt to dry, and this is how it dried. Excuse me, that wildfire smoke is still getting to me. Hello, Empress D, welcome. And then Zanab, I did sum up his actions in June for you were to, you know, give you like pleasant, cute, sweet communication, and then he's going to take the steps towards like, well, I don't know, you remember from the reading, steps towards changing his situation so that he can be available to you. Anyway. Okay, so Mumita, let's move on to yours. Mumita says, I don't think about S, but I feel some overwhelming emotions which I'm not familiar with. Is it because he's sending his energies or something else? Okay. Let's see. What is going on there? Spirit, is Mumita picking up on S's energies? Or what? Why is she feeling all of these strong emotions? Some of it is not yours. I'm hearing cut away that which is not yours. And I saw the image of like a bush or a hedge being pruned. So again, this is for anybody who wants to claim it. We're lighting our eucalyptus bundle. This time I will call on the Archangel Michael to cut away the energetic ties that do not serve us, the emotional energy that belongs to other people that does not belong to us. We take it, we wrap it all up in a nice little ball, and we send it to you for you to transmute. Okay. Whoop. So for Mumita and S, cut away that which was not hers to carry. So what is left over, what's that all about? The end of a tough cycle approaches. Work through fears. I had those two come out at the same time. The end of a tough cycle approaches and work through fears. I'm seeing, it looks like murky water and something is bubbling up to the top. There's an emotion that you haven't felt in a long time, or you haven't allowed yourself to, I'm going to say fully experience, because that was the word I was getting, to fully experience in a long time. And it's coming back up to be felt and acknowledged, and then once it's acknowledged, it's okay, you can release it. Hard to release that which we don't realize that we're experiencing and need to release, right? Okay, Six of Swords on to calmer waters, better things, better opportunities, clearer state of mind. You know, the art on this card, they go from the wavy, choppy waters to, it's hard to see, the camera might not focus on it very well, but up here, the water's smooth and calm. This is like where your mind, this is like representing what your mind is going through right now emotionally. Your mind and your emotions. So you're moving on from something and moving towards like greater inner peace. Okay. I gotta stretch. Okay, that's better. There is needing some support with like moving past this, whatever these emotions are. And like just the fact that if it's bothering you, getting to the root of what it is about it that's bothering you. And then getting to a place of like just better, I'm hearing enlightenment. So that could be like a better understanding of your life, or it could be like, you know, depending on your spiritual path or beliefs, there could be enlightenment, you know, possibly in the Buddhist sense, with their varying, you know, their varying methods of practice, or there could be other faiths that do use that term enlightenment. But I'm also just getting enlightenment, not just as in like its traditional terms, but I'm thinking light as in when, you know, when we think about weight, heavy versus light. Receiving some kind of help to make your inner world lighter, to make your heart feel lighter. Enlightenment. Yeah, help with, there could be a need to still being told to show you this Three of Pentacles. There could be perhaps a group, maybe a support group, or like a community online or something, people who are experiencing the same sort of thing, or have been struggling with something, and you're working together and you're like encouraging each other, and and could be enlightening each other. You know, everybody's got a different experience, and there's always something you can learn from listening to someone's experience. Let's see, what does this have to do with S? I'm just wondering, and you don't have to answer, you don't have to say, you know, put anything, you know, personal or whatever, excuse me, in the chat. It's just that, are you maybe worried about what they'll think? You know, if he sees the multiple sides of you. First card I had pulled was the Queen of Wands, and that's you as like your creative self, I'm going to say like your sense of humor, your personality, the warmth that you have, your warm and friendly side, your understanding side, your encouraging, your charismatic and creative side. But then there's the serious side. I'm hearing serious side. And this can encompass, actually, I'm just getting like this includes like your inner critic. Everybody has that inner critic, I call it the inner mean girl, but the doubts, the worries, the boundaries, it's like one that came in very, very clear. Maybe you worry what this person's going to think of you once you start getting to the stage together where you have to set boundaries with each other. There's your logical side, like your analytical side, your intelligence. Yeah, this very serious side, like this is your studious is the other word that's coming in, your studious side, your research mind, your rational mind. Yeah. There's these different sides of you, and if you're worried about whether or not this person's going to accept all these different sides of you, yes, this person will. Bottom of the deck, there's that Two of Cups, because your connection with this person is based on mutual you mutually like each other, and those feelings can develop into love, mutual love. But I'm getting at the very, very bottom of this, or the very foundation, is mutual respect. So this person will still respect you and see all the, when they see these different sides of you. So if maybe that's if that's something you've been afraid of, or just really unsure about, opening up to him in that way and letting him see that aspect of you, it'll be all right. He has sides of himself that it's the same thing, where you would still accept him and care about him, but he's worried that you wouldn't, right? Everybody has different facets of themselves. Some things we try not to show our loved ones, or the ones that we're trying to get to know better, out of fear of rejection. But I don't see any rejection happening here. I just see mutual understanding. So I hope that was helpful to you. And then I love seeing the comments like, I'm going to claim this, I'm going to claim this. Yes, just because the reading is for someone else, doesn't mean that it can't apply to you. It can resonate with you. And if it does, it's like you were meant to hear it too. Even if it wasn't necessarily addressed to you, right? There could be aspects of the reading that could answer certain things that you needed to know, or you wanted to know about. Oh, you guys are so sweet. The curls bring out my facial features. Oh, that's good. You guys are so kind. And then Paul, I'll do your reading. Also, Paul, welcome to the channel. You must be, I think maybe I've seen your username here before. I see, sometimes in the chat, I do see lots of usernames and people in and out and stuff like that, but you seem familiar. Anyway, you're asking about any messages from your grandma, Wilma. It was just her birthday. She was like a mom to you. And then I'm just, she passed in 1989. Okay. I'm not sure if I don't feel like going what I call full medium, which is when I'm connecting directly with that person who's on the other side. But what I will do is, you know how they say I think it's like an entertainment industry or something, my people will talk to your people. Well, my people will call your people. It's like, I'll still get the spiritual, the information, but I'm not prepared to do a full medium reading. However, if that is something you are interested in, we could always book a time to do that together, just private. But we'll still get some messages from Spirit, relay the messages from her. I'm hearing something about 89 was not that long ago. Have you looked at a calendar? But the joke is that she hasn't looked at a calendar because there's the sense of time is not at all the same as we have over here. We're going to do a Path of the Soul card. Just a general message from Wilma. And Spirit knows exactly who you are and you know, who she is and who you're trying to connect to. Okay. Card number 29. I love how, I will get into the guidebook for this one, but I do love these colors. I love, I think they're supposed to be infinity symbols, but they, here in the middle, like it kind of looks flowery. And it's just like, I'm getting like growing, blooming, blossoming. There's something about like, she's never stopped learning, growing, blossoming. I keep getting that word blossoming, blooming. You know, just because she left her body doesn't mean that she stopped learning. It doesn't mean that she stopped being. And there's something encouraging about that she's still on a path of learning and growing just as you are. But we will get into the book. That was card number 29. Oh, this is a sweet message. So the book says friendship. There's a great amount of love and support available to you. Friendship, represented by the infinity symbol, is forever. Trust the bonds that you've created with others. Know that the greatest gift you can give is your friendship. It is in giving that we receive the most. Offer your support where you can, and remember to ask for support when you need it. Your friends are the very souls you've chosen to journey with in this lifetime. They're an important part of your growth and learning. So I love this. She's there to support you on your learning and growth, but is also letting you know that there's still work that she's doing. There's something about one's work is never done, but there's something freeing about that there's no rush. And I love that there's the friendship aspect of it too. Now I'm not sure how old you were in 1989, but I'm being kind of reminded of how, you know, when you're a child growing up, the caregivers, the adults who are caring for you, it's like, well, I'm your mother, not your friend, or I'm your grandmother, I'm not your friend, I'm your, you know, your father, not your friend. But then when you're an adult, sometimes the dynamic can shift a little bit, where it's like, well, yeah, I'm still your parent, your caregiver, but, you know, most of that caregiving aspect is now no longer required because you're grown, right? So it's like, well, now I can be your parent and your friend, or your grandparent and your friend. You get to know each other as adults, and your relationship can kind of change from there, and you know, can grow from there. So if you were not quite grown yet when she passed, and she was still kind of like in the caregiver role for you, this is just saying like she wants to get to know you like as the adult that you are now. And she's been like keeping tabs on you and has been, you know, watching over you, and she's there to offer her help and her support. And I love it because there's the love from a grandma, the love of a caregiver, but also now the love of a friend. So let's get some tarot messages. You thought of me on my birthday. I'm hearing you thought of me on my birthday. You drew a picture for her. You were young. I'm just seeing it's like you might have not even been like first grade yet. Like you were little. And she's opening this envelope. It's kind of wrinkled and crinkled, and it's got the stamps on it. There's some kind of like a dirty, like smudgy sticker on it. She opens it, and there's you did your best folding job, but it's like kind of still messy, stuffed in the envelope. And she opens it up, and there's this like a picture that you drew, and it's like she's just like, oh, like I'm just seeing the hand on the chest, like so thoughtful. It's the same like appreciation from that moment back then. It's that same like, oh, and like, oh, that's so cute. Oh, my whole deck is upside down. That's not as cute, but there's just this, oh, so thoughtful. I'm hearing this will get him far in life. But let's see what else we can get for you, Paul. So there's the Four of Pentacles. There could be a particular situation, and you don't have to give anything personal in the chat, or you don't have to share anything you don't want to share. No worries about it. But there's a situation you're in where maybe you're a little bit, this is often my card for insecurity. So maybe you have a little bit of insecurity or some doubt about something. How am I going to make this work? Am I capable of making this work? Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? She's saying, yes, there's this like, yes, dear kind of energy. Like you will catch on. There's no rush with our Temperance. There's no rush to learn what is required of you to learn. To learn what is required of you to learn. And this is in like, maybe more of an existential, like more of a spiritual sense. We come to earth with these are experiences that, our soul or our higher self, whatever, is like, all right, these are the experiences I want to have. And these are the circumstances that we're going to have to incarnate into in order to have these experiences and learn these concepts. Yeah, she's saying there's no rush. There's no rush towards, I know in the last reading we got the word enlightenment. There's no rush towards enlightenment. There's no rush towards being self-actualized or fully realized. So yeah, if you've been like worried about, am I living my life right? Am I behind? Where am I at spiritually? Am I doing well enough spiritually? It's like, yes, because there's no rush. Some advice for you that I'm getting, like she's willing to share, is don't shy away. First of all, I'm going to show you this Ace of Wands, or the Ace of Swords, excuse me. Don't shy away from new ideas. If you have an idea and it really like resonates with you, or it just really strikes a chord with you, like she's saying, don't shy away from that. Share that, work on that. And the goals you have, work towards them. You don't have to be shy. It doesn't mean you have to tell everybody what all your plans are, but it just means you don't have to feel like, you don't have to hide yourself and hide your, like your desires, hide what it is that you've been learning. There's the Queen of Wands. There's this like, just create something, just put it together. She's showing me something she made one time, and I don't know how long ago this would have been, but I'm seeing a pot on the stove, and she didn't know what to make, for supper. I call it supper because I'm in Canada. I'm just seeing pot on the stove, but just this not knowing what to put in the soup or in the stew, and the vegetables in the fridge need to be eaten up before they have to be, wasted. and like, well, I have this much, of parsley left. Well, okay, I have this much of this chicken stock left. Okay, well, I could throw this together. I don't know how it's going to be, but these things need to be eaten, and I need to find a way to put this all together. And she's like, you know what? I'll just do it. I'll just mix it up. I'll mix it all together. I'm hearing throwaway soup. That's very random. Throwaway soup. But it's all the stuff that otherwise would have been thrown away. And it ended up being really, really good. And nobody would have known that it was just random leftovers. And this is why she's saying, like, you never know what just might work. Let's get a final piece of advice for you. Whoop. Just try it. I'm hearing with the 8 or the Fool. Just try it. Just try it. Because you never know. And again, with the throwaway soup, I'm going to have to... This is an important one for me, too. This is resonating a lot with me. This message, just try it and put it together and do what you can with what you have, and it could be really, really good. Oh, that's awesome, Paul. I just saw your comment. You're trying to write a book on your life. Cool. Just try it. Put the best of your skills to use in the best way that you know how, and just try it. You might end up with, you might think it's just a bunch of random scraps of this and that, but you put it together, you got yourself a throwaway soup, and it's really, really good. I'm also being shown, she's showing another way you could think of it as putting all your skills together and stitching everything together to make a lovely quilt. So it doesn't have to just be throwaway soup. It could also just, the lovely quilt. Yeah, you're struggling. There's a lot of self-doubt here, but the message is like, you can do it. Just try it. So that is what I have for you. I hope that was helpful. And yes, happy birthday wishes to Wilma up in heaven. It was very kind that she was able to give some insight, for our spiritual guides to give to us today. So thank you for that, Wilma. I'm going to disconnect now, and we'll go to our next reading. Now, we had Alex was in the chat. Alex, if you are still here. Okay, Alex was asking. Alex says, I'm feeling really stuck in life and things are getting delayed. Please tell me what to do. I feel left out and behind in life. Oh, you and me both. I completely understand how that feels and how frustrating it is. It's so stressful and frustrating to have, wow, the Empress fell out while I was shuffling and she was in reverse. To have like the skills that you need and to know what it is that you want to pursue next, but to just keep running into obstacles. I totally get that. There's a pain in the ass when that happens. This message, the first thing I'm going to say is not a spiritual channeling, and that is that you are never behind in life. And then what I'm hearing from Spirit is, according to whose watch? And I'm seeing different types of clocks. I'm seeing an old-timey pocket watch on a chain. I'm seeing a sundial. I'm seeing like an analog wall clock, in like the 50s and 60s, those cat clocks with the big eyes and the tail that goes back and forth. And then I'm seeing like a Mickey Mouse hands clock. I'm seeing a digital clock. It's like according to whose clock? According to whom? Falling behind according to whom? Timelines can be measured, I'm seeing at the atomic level, you know, those atomic clocks that are supposed to be so very accurate to like the nanoseconds. And then I'm seeing timelines can be measured with the sundial, which is much slower, you know, when you sit and watch how a sundial, you know, how that all works. That takes time. We're all, and I'm hearing, we're all given time, but we're all given different things to do to fill that time. We're all given, like we use this time to accomplish different things and to learn and to experience different things, depending on what it is that you need to know in your life and on your path. So let's get some messages. Do a moonology. For Alex, things just seem to just keep getting delayed. It's very frustrating, feeling behind. Okay, there's you and your loved ones are safe. And this, what I'm getting from this message is knowing like, you are okay. You are going to be okay. There's no, there's not like a deadline, but at least from what I'm getting here. Now, of course, other projects and things you're doing may have deadlines, but what I'm seeing that has no deadline is there's like your freedom to explore your life, to try new things, to learn different things, to have different experiences. There's no hard deadline, at least like in your life in this incarnation, to expand your awareness and to grow spiritually, to expand like your consciousness and your spiritual awareness. And then let me just go back up to your question just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. Let's just ask Spirit then for Alex. Why are things just, you know, plans and things in life just being delayed? What's with the delay? Why is that happening? Okay, I'm going to do my best to verbalize this. I'm getting a lot of like images and like ideas, but we have things are happening. Things are moving. Energy is moving. You set your intentions. You've been taking your inspired action. I see that with the Magician. That's you setting your intentions. Maybe you even have like a magic practice or a manifestation practice. But there's you doing that and yeah, doing what, like, how am I supposed to explain this, Spirit? You have all the tools you need to be able to manifest things into your life. Things are moving. Energy is moving. But there's something that requires healing. I'm being shown not a race, but like a marathon, or, you know, like a charity walk, for example. Like I know a lot of places have like a 5K walk or a 10K walk, 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer, you know, whatever. But I'm seeing like, yeah, that's doable. And you would get through that a little bit more effectively, let's say in a healthy body, on healthy legs, healthy joints. Yeah, you could hobble your way through a marathon on a broken leg or an injured ankle, but it's going to take you longer And there's something that just becomes more difficult than it needs to be. So something has to be healed first. And let's look at what needs to be healed. Also, I'm glad you love all my we have a lot of stuffed toys here. But let's look at what needs to be healed. And then it's like, yeah, once you have something that's been acknowledged and healed, it doesn't mean it has to be perfectly, completely dealt with either. Because healing is an ongoing process, but there is something that needs to be acknowledged within you first. So what is it that needs to be acknowledged that has to do with these delays? Because energy is moving and flowing. Okay, let's see. Oh, I see. There's something about, actually, first of all, Page of Cups. There is something emotional. It does stem from like inner child healing. There's something that your inner child needs you to explain to him or to her. You know, gender, not important, but yeah, there's just something your inner child needs you to explain to them. With the wisdom and the knowledge, especially the wisdom and the emotional intelligence that you have now as an adult. And that is that two things can be true at the same time. I'm seeing that with Two of Pentacles. And that's not usually a message that I get with this card, so that really got my attention. But two things can be true at the same time. Maybe your younger self, or when you were younger, maybe you had really rigid, like black and white thinking, you know, very binary, yes, no, good, bad, possible, impossible. Or you could have just been raised around people who had that type of rigid thinking. It's not like it's always a bad thing, but your inner child needs to know, what is it that your inner child needs, or that, yeah, Spirit, what is it that Alex's inner child needs to know about the two things being true at the same time? Okay, there's this like, yes, miracles can happen, but you can't just rely on it. But at the same time, there's this, yes, you can't, like, there's a bit of a conflict or maybe a confusion your younger self had where, you know, sometimes we get messages regarding like, oh, put your mind to it and you can do it, or believe in yourself and believe in your dreams and your goals and you can do it, or, and you know, like, oh, anything can happen, miracles can happen on one hand. And then on the other hand, there's the messaging like, we get messages like, well, you have to work for what you want, nothing just falls into your lap for free, you know, there's always a catch, or there's like, you have to do this for yourself. It's like, yeah, there's your younger self, your inner child doesn't realize that you can combine both of these things. Do you understand kind of what I'm trying to say? When we're manifesting, and we have I'm just using the Magician card to help show you kind of the point I'm trying to make. When we're manifesting, there are two very important things that go into this process. Yes, there's the spiritual work. You set your intention, you do your spiritual practice, you do your visualizations, your meditations, you know, whatever it is, you burn your candles, your bay leaves, you do your spell work, whatever. And that's one part of it. But then you also have to take the inspired action and work towards the goal and do what you can with what you have. And just knowing that you can balance both things. You can do the magic, the spiritual aspect of it, but also take inspired action and do both at the same time. So what other advice is going to be helpful here, Spirit? And it could be that you've been doing too much of like the inspired action and too much doing, you know, doing everything that you can, but then still trying to push yourself to do more and more and more. And Spirit's like, it's okay to just sit back for a minute and trust the process. But let's just get some other advice that might be helpful. And I love with that Oracle card knowing that above all of this, you are okay, you're safe, your life is safe, you're secure. It's safe for you to have experiences and explore concepts and learn things in life. Okay. I'm not sure if you go to therapy or not, and you don't have to answer, you know, anything like that. But I know I go to therapy and I recommend it to everybody. My therapist really helped me understand the concept of core beliefs. And, you know, sometimes our core beliefs are as simple as I am good, or I am bad, or I am capable, or I am stupid, or, you know, we have positive core beliefs, we have negative core beliefs. And I'm seeing that there are some core beliefs perhaps that you have, or you can liken it to a program running on a computer or an operating system running on a computer that affects the way that the computer runs and processes things, right? So your core beliefs, your inner programming affects the way in which you see the world and perceive the world, and affects the way in which you operate through your life. But there are some things that it's okay for you to let go of because it's not helping you. I'm seeing like it's something you picked up in childhood. It's an attitude that it's a learned behavior. It's not like you did anything wrong. It's a learned behavior you picked up in childhood, but it doesn't serve you anymore. There's something about like, I'm just hearing like, it's like echoes of a voice. Like, you can't get anything for free. You can't just get things just because you ask for them. You can't just get things just because you want them. You have to earn it. You have to deserve it. You have to work for it. And there's just something that it just doesn't help you anymore. It's really like impeding your progress. You know, sometimes it is okay sometimes we don't get something because we don't ask, because we don't express that, hey, I really want to learn how to do this. You know, can you help me figure out a way to go about doing this? Or can you help me learn this? Or, you know, I really want this. How can I make this happen? Like, it is okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for what you want. It's okay to put your needs out there and communicate them. You deserve to have the experiences that you want. You deserve to achieve the things that you want to achieve and do what it is you want to do. And sometimes we do get lucky and things fall into our laps, and Spirit's saying, like, just have an open mind about that. And there's something about letting your inner child know that it's okay. Both things can be true. We are working really, really hard. And, you know, we're doing a great job. But at the same time, like, when we've already done everything that we can do, it's okay to just relax and let things happen and, you know, just go with the flow. That is really hard for people to do. But I am seeing that is the message for you. And I really hope that was helpful. Woo! We'll do, I think I have time for 2 more questions before I have a couple other things I need to get up to today. So I have time for a couple more questions. So we have Jay and Samuel. We'll do Jay and Samuel. Kina89, you can put your question, but I did say we'll do Jay and Samuel, and I'll see how I'm feeling after I'm done those 2. If not, I may need to save yours for next stream, or we can always book a time to talk to each other. Hello to Sunberg and to DE and Kelly. And again, if I missed anybody, didn't see your questions or anything, it's not personal. Okay. Jay, did you put your question? I know I saw you wanted to ask a question. So Jay, put your question. In the meantime, we'll do Samuel and K99. So I'll wait for Jay to put theirs. In the meantime, we'll do Samuel. Samuel says, my ex-girlfriend broke up with me and moved on to another person. I want to know what the universe wants me to know regarding my love life moving forward. Okay. Again, I saw we have a couple of sorry to hear about that comments, and yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that relationship didn't work out perhaps the way that you hoped it would. But let's get some advice for your love life moving forward. This is going to sound kind of weird because, okay, it just says don't let pride get in your way. But what I'm seeing with pride is more like ego. And when I say ego, it doesn't mean that you're being egotistical or anything like that. Anxiety, let's say, for example, is a part of our ego, right? And the like protective measures that we put up. Oh, I don't want to get emotionally hurt again. I don't want to deal with that again. Like that's a very ego like centered thing. And it's very closely linked with fear. It says don't let pride get in your way, but honestly, I really am getting don't let fear get in your way. Don't let your ego get in your way. Don't let fear get in your way. Let's get some tarot messages. Samuel regarding love life in the future. I'm getting here just because you have faced some disappointments in the past with that Four of Cups with the disappointments. I'm seeing also like, and this is not anything new you'll be experiencing with the Five of Pentacles and the struggle. This is kind of what you're going through now since the breakup. And I'm just seeing like, yeah. And this does happen oftentimes when we experience a relationship breakup. It does shake our self-esteem a little bit in some cases. And Spirit's saying just because you have experienced this, whether it's one time or you've experienced it multiple times, does not mean that there is not somebody, I'm hearing matched for you. It does not mean that there is not something like a relationship, like a beautiful connection, healthy connection destined for you. What else can we know for you, Samuel? I have Three of Pentacles, Three of Wands. Two of Swords, Judgment. Oh. In the next, now I'm seeing over the course of the next 3 years, there are like good experiences coming in. And like it's like things are getting are like really, really good so far and will get better. Good experiences, like I'm seeing like you may not no, yeah, I'm seeing like you will go meet a few people. You may not click with them on a romantic level. Let's just say you go on a blind date and you like each other, but you don't feel that romantic spark, but you do maybe have the basis for a new friendship. Like that was a positive experience that came from it. That's just an example of something that could come up over the next 3 years, but there are positive experiences that have to do with relationships, friendships, dating. And then I'm getting Two of Swords. You'll be given the choice in the next few years. Bottom of the deck, I had Judgment. I'm just going to double check real quick. I think I know what this is saying. That perhaps given the choice between, like, it could be between two individuals, or given the choice between, like, long-term connection or more, like, casual, or more, like, committed but not, how do I explain that? Like, going steady but not marriage, you know what I mean? Let's look at this. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, in the next few years, there is this. Like, do you want, yeah, there's, like, short-term with the Ace of Pentacles, but there's the opportunity to work on a relationship to build it stronger, make it longer term. And you're going to be given a choice. Do we jump right in with this, or do we take it slow? And it seems like there's not necessarily a wrong answer, but I am still getting whether you decide to jump into relationship and become exclusive early, or you work on getting to know each other and establishing a connection over the course of the next few years before you become like an exclusive couple. I'm still seeing after you become exclusive, there's still a lot of room to grow in this relationship, but it's in a good way. Like, you're maturing with someone. You're not outgrowing someone. Perhaps your last relationship, in a way, maybe you outgrew each other or grew in different directions. This coming relationship, you're being given the option of, I think you're being given a few options. You know, be friends, but slightly more than friends over the years, and then get together and be exclusive, or be exclusive right away and let your relationship build slowly. And then I'm also getting the going steady for a long, long time and just being committed, or marriage, right? Yeah, new partner in the future. Yes, that is the short answer is what I have for you, Samuel. And then before you meet your, what I'm going to call your long-term person or your forever person, you will have positive experiences meeting other people in the meantime. So that's what I have for you. So yeah, and it's just, again, don't let fear get in the way. Don't let anxiety get in the way. The fear of getting hurt, the fear of being rejected. There's just something about, like, don't let that hinder your efforts to try and reach out and meet new people and try and get to know people. And then, Jay, I don't see, I don't see your question, Jay. Where is it? Maybe not here right now. Okay, you know what? Then we'll do Kenai 89. All right. So I don't see Jay's question in the chat, so we'll move on to Kenai 89. And then I think we'll close the stream after Kenai 89. Client side, Kenai says, oh, continuation from the last time we read on your situation, I assume. Client side, several directors started fighting if they would pay for my project. Oh my gosh, what will happen in the future? First I'm hearing don't do anything you won't be paid for. And I don't know if this card, it's hard to, I have to shuffle down close to the table in case I drop cards, but I did see the Eight of Swords at one point. And I don't know, again, if we'll see that one flip up or not, but I did see it. And I put it back in the deck, and it's like, because if you do this one thing for free for them, they'll expect you to do the next thing for free, and then the next thing, and then, you know, it's something that's just, oh, but just one more thing. Oh, just one quick little thing. And then all of these small little things that you know, did for them for free, to anybody else looking at this and the hours and the effort you put in, they'd be like, what? You deserve to be paid for that. Like any other organization would have had you put that on your timesheet, right? I do have, what did come out though when I was shuffling was Ace of Pentacles and Knight of Cups. I think they know that you're not going to do anything for free. Because Knight of Cups, that's an offer. Ace of Pentacles, it may not be like the number that you were hoping for, but I feel that it's oh, not in employment, it's not a down payment. It's an advance, it might be. Like when I helped write the One World Tarot, I was paid a certain amount of money in advance at the start of the project. And then at the end of the project was paid another advance, or like another payment. And then after that, I'm entitled to a certain percentage of the royalties, right? So what I'm getting for you is like there's like an advance or something they want to give you first. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a big lump sum payment. I think it's going to be stretched out over multiple payments, over multiple smaller payments. But there is an offer. Now I'm wondering how they come to this conclusion. I have to shuffle these a little bit better. Because they're losing applicants. They got to move fast because I'm hearing dropping like flies and losing applicants left and right. So let's see what else we get for you, Kenai. Because, and it's not like they choose you because you're the only one left. No, it's still quite competitive, even though they have lost applicants. It's still quite competitive, but they want you because, don't worry, the gender on here is not relevant. It is a Queen of Swords, but the Queen of Swords, her energy on this card is somebody that's very knowledgeable, is very blunt, is very direct and to the point, but it's in a way that's still like gentle enough to reach people, and is still like, it's still kind. It's not sugar coated, but it's kind, and you're willing to learn. Like the Queen of Pentacles, or the Queen of Swords here. This is somebody that's willing to learn because they're willing to to teach. They're willing to help others with the knowledge that they have, and yet they're still willing to gain more knowledge. And yes, like I said before, they're gentle with their bluntness. Like, they're not rude. They're blunt, but they're not rude. And they want somebody like that. They see that you as like a very, I'm hearing solid asset to their company. Very secure. I think it's because you're like a dependable, you're a dependable worker. You get your assignment and your tasks, and once you know what they are, you get right to work on them. Continuing over the next 6 months with them. There's something that, if they give you this offer and an advance payment, there's this contract could last up to 6 months. So let's see if we can estimate timing, because that's tough to do, especially when there was all of that disorganized energy in the background on there, on the employer's behalf. So let's see if we can get an estimate of timing, when that offer and that first advance, when you'll start to see this. Okay, I've got 3, 3. There could be a communication for, within the next 3 days. Somebody could be reaching out to you via email or, whatever app, Telegram, or even by phone or something with more information. And then it could be like, in the next 3 months, would you be ready to start? Or we'll have these papers for you to sign, in the next 3 months. But there is a communication that should be coming in the next few days regarding what's going to happen over the next 3 months. Okay. I did also have 7 of Swords, and I pulled one to sort of clarify it. There's a King of Swords here. And this is someone, I know in the last time we read on this, we saw that somebody, one of the, like whoever it was that was like in charge of your contract, like we got that one person was being let go because they just weren't really capable. They were very disorganized, not really capable of working this out. And then they were finding someone to replace. This King of Swords is whoever is above the person that's like in charge of the contracts. And this person's going to get in contact with you. And with the 7 of Swords, it's not like anybody has lied to you, but they're saying, hey, we just want to correct some incorrect information. We noticed there were a couple of mistakes and we want to correct them. And so that we can be on the same page and we can be more transparent about what happened and what is expected of you and what you need to do. Bottom of the deck, I've got the Lover's card. I have to censor her. He's fine. For some reason, YouTube wants to always me to censor her. But there's the Lover's card. There's a close working partnership. So this is a company that you'll be asked to they'll be calling you back again and again over the future. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully you do get that communication from them right away. And it looks like they have at least got some of their shit together and got some of their stuff sorted out. And I like seeing that somebody will be there to clarify, hey, yeah, there was some misinformation here, but that we didn't mean to, but here's what, here's what the actual info is. So that's what I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed the stream. I hope that the readings were able to help you out. And again, if I missed your questions or couldn't get to you, not personal. It's just, that's just the way things happen sometimes on stream. Sometimes the chat moves really fast and I don't catch everything. But I'll be back next Sunday, and I will, yeah, I have my voice back now, but over the course of the week, I'm quite busy, but I should have time to do at least 1 or 2 videos for you, and I'm working on video essays for my other channel unrelated to tarot. So I have a lot of projects I'm working on, but I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you to my regular viewers and my new viewers, and for everybody who supports me in all the ways that you do. Have a great weekend and have a blessed week to come. And I'll see you again right back here. All right. And yes, every Sunday I try to stream DEIC. Every Sunday I try to stream noon Mountain Daylight Time. So that's like 1 p.m. Central Time. You'll have to check your, I was going to say check your local listings. Oh my Lord. Check your time zone. But that's what I got for you guys. Thanks so much.